Good morning. It's Monday, May 17th, and today we're on the fourth commandment, the one that says, Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God, and you shouldn't do any work on the seventh day. Oh my goodness. This one is subject to all kinds of poor interpretations. The ancient Jews sought to keep the Sabbath day holy and not do any work. So they have to define what is work. Is work something that you need to do to keep yourself alive? Is work what you do to provide for yourself? What is the difference between necessities and your work? So what can you rest from? And very ultra Orthodox Jews to this day won't even turn on a light switch on the Sabbath because it's work. So the Pharisees figured out ways to fence the law so that you couldn't come near doing any work on the Sabbath if you obeyed their rules. So there's all that going on. And then there's this question of, well, is the Sabbath Saturday? Yes, it is. Well, why do Christians worship on Sunday? Well, because that's the day Jesus rose from the dead. And so there's a slight difference between us and the Jews, our Jewish forebears, on that detail. But what does it mean to take a Sabbath? It means to take a time off from your usual pursuits and commit that time to God. So that could be any day of the week. I know of a famous pastor who wrote a book about how he and his wife always took, I think it was Tuesdays, but he took Tuesday off and they went hiking and they didn't even talk. They just were out there and just prayed and were silent all day and didn't do any church work on the Sabbath, that Sabbath. So something like that would be good. Now, in most of our lives, I'm guessing that, we have Monday through Friday, and then Saturdays when we do our errands and go to Lowe's and go to the grocery store, and then Sunday you go to church, and then you go to the lake, or you picnic with your friends, or do something like that. It's recreational. And recreation is a good thing, but do we set any time aside simply to be with and pray to God? That, I'm afraid, is something that we tend to assume happens, but I don't think that it happens nearly as much in reality as it might happen in our imaginings about it. But God calls us to set time apart for Him. Back in the French Revolution, they tried to organize time into a 10-day week, and it failed miserably. Something about that seventh day seems to be the right rhythm for people, and that's the one that people wanted to celebrate. There were other reasons for that failure. The idea that you'd have a weekend, the Dowager Countess of Downton Abbey said, "What's a weekend?" And she'd never heard of such a thing. Well, she'd lived a life of privilege. The rest of us need weekends. We need time. We need a break from the rhythm of our work. And really, we need that break, and we need it to be with God. So go with God today and observe Sabbath time.